2,
9,
1,
8, 7, 6,
1,
5,
2, 3, 4, 5.
4.
Welcome to the TigerBelly Show. Okay, we've got Gilbert, we've got Khalyla, we've got me, Bobo Lee, and we've got Pink Dick George.
Woo!
And welcome to the podcast, guys. I'm very excited about this week's podcast. I really am.
Why are you so excited?
I don't know why. I drank a lot of caffeine.
Oh.
And so I'm going to be really fast today.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about a lot of things. And the thing I want to talk about first is that are you attracted to my girlfriend?
Who?
Gilbert?
You looking at me?
Yeah.
You
No.
talking to me?
You talking to me?
Why'd you get her a gift?
I got her. Oh, I'll tell you
It's
why.
not her
I'll tell
birthday
you
or
why.
nothing,
I'll
and
tell
you
you
got her a
why.
fucking gift.
Well, first of all, you should have bought her a blow dryer, bro. I was talking to her the other day.
Whoa.
Yeah, these are fighting
words.
I go to your house, right? Last week.
Yeah.
I go, Khalyla, let's talk. Cool. Let me blow dry my hair.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was talking to her, she kept turning off and on the blow dryer.
Mm.
Then I realized it was turning off by itself. She said, she looked at me with sad eyes. This is all I have.
This is an environmentally free house.
What does that mean?
What it means is that I use towel dry. I dry towel my hair.
And also,
Old school.
I just am not a super girly girl in that way. That mangled blow dryer that I used was completely sufficient for me because
Yeah.
I don't ever do anything with my hair anyways. Maybe like once every 3 weeks. So, but Gilbert felt so sorry for me.
She kept turning it on and off.
I know you roll up into my house with a new blow dryer, bro.
Yeah.
And you gave it to my girl like, "Hey, baby, here you go." And it's like,
I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, Gilbert.
You're welcome.
He's trying to make me more of a girl.
how much was that blow dryer?
$34.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the money now.
No, stop.
Yeah, I gotta give you the money because if
But
it's not
I used my Walgreens card, so it was $10 off. It was only $24. I lied. There was a sale on it, so I got it.
okay, I'm gonna let you have this one.
Thank you so much.
Okay, but if it's not her birthday or Christmas, that's weird.
What about
It's
if it's
not
what if it's
weird.
food?
You've never gotten me anything. That's the most
I got you
damaging part of the whole
I did
thing.
get you a first edition Star Wars thing for Christmas, and you threw it, and then you apologized for throwing it. I also tried to hug you one time on
it
your
was a
birthday.
bullshit-
I also tried to hug you one time.
bullshit gift.
I also tried to hug you one time on your birthday, and you pushed me in public, and then you apologized again. 10
Yeah,
minutes
it was
later.
a bullshit gift, and the hug, my bad. I should have hugged you. The gift was bullshit.
The waiters looked at me funny. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
If it makes you feel any better, I just bought Gilbert some facial products like facial skin lotion, facial mask.
That's fine.
Does Bobby use this too?
It's
No, he
fine, babe.
doesn't.
If you,
Why do you
it's-
make all the men in your life use this except Bobby?
He refuses.
I refuse
I
to.
tried to push face lotions and like products to every guy that I know.
I also want to say this
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. Okay, is just that I created a weapon.
Oh God.
Like,
Okay, I created a weapon.
oh, in
no, just listen. okay?
Fallout 4.
No, in real life,
What the fuck?
it's a weapon. It works. It's efficient.
I'm gonna back up now.
And I'm
'Cause
gonna
I
show you
already know
what
what
it is.
it
I'm gonna
is.
show you what it is.
If he pulls out a gun, I have
Keep
to
away
leave.
from me,
If he pulls, oh, he's pulling.
motherfucker.
I'm describing to the audio members. He's
Okay.
pulling out underwear.
My underwear. Now,
Oh God, babe.
no, just listen. Okay, just listen. Last Wednesday, I played Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
It was a show at a bar. Okay, and when I was on stage, I shit my pants. You know, it was like one of those, like the pods in Aliens. You know, when the little thing comes out and grabs your head.
You
The little-
potted.
my
potted
my
your
butthole
butt.
was the pod, and a little alien shot out of my butthole,
Holy shit!
and it went into my pants, and my underwear has a brown shit spot.
Oh my god!
All right. And,
Why have you washed it?
Because I've been using this on Khalyla.
He's been threatening to smear it on my face all week, and he's been chasing me around the house all week with those god awful shit stained panties.
Situational uses, like
Yeah.
for what are kind of arguments?
Every
This-
time I speak, he's like, "You want panty treatment?"
Yeah.
Like every time I interrupt his video game play, like he keeps this
I
at
keep it to the side of me.
next to him.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? It's good. If you want to play games longer,
This right here is the best weapon of all. I'm always gonna have this. I'm never gonna wash these. All right. Because look at this shit.
that's real. In
That's
case
like
people are
real
listening,
shit.
you can't see this. This is real shit.
Can you see it on the camera, George?
And this is
You see it?
Wednesday old.
It's
So he was
Wednesday.
dancing on stage, and he just
Yeah. I shit my
debris
pants.
flew out his ass.
Oh my god.
God
goes over here.
damn, Bobby.
I
Great
know.
though.
And I'm almost dead. I'm 44.
What? Hey man,
Hey,
why'd you go so
44
dark
is
so
so
quick?
young.
I know, but it's
Back in the age of like the Tudors, that was like
I would have been dead.
You would have been dead. I mean, people were dying way earlier than that.
Yeah.
Actually,
I can't believe I'm still alive, and but I look good. My face. Anyway, I don't want to talk about my face, but I look pretty good.
what would you attribute your youthful skin to?
Oh, I'll tell you what it is right now. Stress. No stress.
Wait, no stress?
Well, I mean, my father, by my age, when he was my age, he had a lot of stress. He was temperamental, and he was just rage. He had a lot of rage, and he had like 5 stores. He was just running around, doing this business. He owned the clothing stores, and he just had a lot of stress. People have stress in their lives. I haven't had a day job for I don't know, 20 years really.
Yeah.
So
Sleeps 12 hours a day.
like I woke up today at 3. It's Memorial Day, but yesterday wasn't Memorial Day. I woke up at 3. So it's like I don't have any stress or pressures of that kind.
Same with your brother, right?
Yeah, Steve either. Steve does what he wants to do. We do what we want to do. I don't think that that's healthy, but I think it tributes to my youthful energy.
So would you ever consider going back to your normal, like a normal, I guess, quote unquote, sleep schedule? Would you ever wake up at 9 just to wake up every day?
I mean, Thursday and Friday I shot Love. And
Why'd you pause?
I don't know why.
You forgot
I
the
hate
show.
saying no. I remembered it.
Yeah.
And I had to get up at 6 in the morning, and then work 12 hours. So I know how to work. If I'm supposed to be somewhere,
You'll be there.
but I'll be there. But it's kind of fun work. It's not hanging out with, But yeah, I don't really.
Do you feel like maybe you underperform because you're so used to waking up at 4 p.m. that when you have to work at 8 a.m. you are not at your optimal level?
No.
Because you're sleep deprived?
Nope. No, because everyone. Like Friday, I was shooting, and you know who Jason Dill is? He's a professional skateboarder, and he's like a legend. Like my brother, when I told him that I worked with Jason Dill, my brother went crazy. He was like, I can't fucking believe it. He's like a legend, and Jason Dill's not an actor. He said he was nervous, and he didn't sleep for 2 days. I think everyone's like that when they're shooting a show. You're nervous. You know what I mean.
But you also have to remember that sleep is restorative. It's supposed to strengthen your memories, things that you have to memorize. So if you had to memorize lines before, sleep strengthens those synapses in your brain. So it actually would.
But in your delirium,
behoove
you also
you.
make choices by being deliriously tired
Yeah.
that you normally wouldn't do if you were well rested.
I see. I'm
Well, yeah.
completely the opposite. I was never one of those that pulled all-nighters in college because I just knew that it did me no favors at all. Like once I was trying to absorb, if I was trying to absorb all of this into my short-term memory last minute on being sleep deprived, it would not show on the exam. Like I would forget it immediately. It was in and out. So
I mean, if I worked every day like when I was on Mad TV, like Monday through Friday, you had to be up at 7 in the morning, right? So then you would have to get on a schedule. So I wouldn't call in and do spots, do stand up.
You would sleep.
I would sleep. You know what I mean? But because you had to, or I would have died. But yeah, but I rarely work. So I don't think it attributes to anything, But maybe you're right, baby.
you do have really, really good skin.
I don't get
Like
that.
even on his back, you can't pinch his skin together.
What does
because
that
it's
even
so
mean?
taut.
Yeah, I'm
You have
tired.
It's
tight
so
skin?
tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has firm skin.
Yeah. I have real tight-
Very firm
my
skin.
my skin's tight. My pussy's tight. Everything's tight.
You got tight pussy, dog?
Yeah, I do.
Dog, you got tight pussy?
Yeah, I do.
Shit.
But yeah, I mean, I get carded for cigarettes still. It's fun. It's fun. I go to bars that I don't know, and people card me. So it's
God,
fun.
life
You
is
still
so
get
unfair.
carded?
Yeah.
You know what? That actually inspired me a lot. When I first met him, I thought he was such an anomaly, something like that I would never want to be, because I thought he was really irresponsible. He didn't know how to write a check. He didn't know, a lot of things. His car was dirty. He doesn't know what a fucking 401k is. Like none of these things that we buy into when we're, 20s and 30s, or that we worry about. He had never worried about any of those things in his life. He'd never even heard of the IRS. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what at first I thought it to be really risky, but then the more time I spent with him, I realized that no, I was being risky. I was being risky working, 12 hours on my feet. I was being risky with so many other with the way I was living because I was under high amounts of stress always, and I was putting myself willingly in that position because I was obviously concerned with a 401k. I had bought into the idea that I am not going to live a secure life if I don't, save money now or just, always follow a straight line. But after a while, you realize that maybe he does have it right.
Also, don't change, and I don't hide things like this glue thing.
Yeah.
I put glue on my fingers. I used to do a lot more. I just started doing it again. But I used to put glue on my fingers at table reads in front of the Fox network.
Oh.
So that I would have 3 bottles of glue in front of my script, and I would just put glue on my fingers during a fucking network table read, and eventually they just went, nah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Instead of hiding it, and I just exposed them to my weird, my behavior.
Yeah, I think that society always forces you to smooth out your edges, when in fact those edges are probably going to help you stand out or keep you.
Like when I shit in Dick Blasucci's office.
That's a little too far. I wouldn't tell
You
people
wouldn't
to
do- you wouldn't
shit
do it
on
now.
your
You wouldn't do it now, would you?
employer's
No, but
office.
I know. Can I just say this though? The real story is this. I'm going to tell you the real story.
So the other one was a fake story?
It wasn't fake, but it's sometimes
Embellished.
Ooh.
No, sometimes I tell stories and I take things out of it just so that to make a certain point. So if I say, yeah, man, I shit in Dick Blasucci, my executive producer's office, as a fucking, fuck you.
Yeah.
It sounds punk rock.
Yeah.
So if I want to be punk rock, I say it that way.
So what's
But
this?
sometimes the truth,
What's the reality
the
of this?
reality is this.
Very R&B.
Very R&B.
Breaking news. Here we go, guys.
So Ike Barinholtz, who's on the Mindy Project, he's also in Neighbors and other
Yeah.
shit.
Suicide Squad.
He also wrote that movie.
Do you write Neighbors?
No, he wrote that movie with The Rock and
Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart.
Ah.
Him
Central
and David,
Intelligence.
yeah, Central. Yeah, him and David Stassen wrote that movie. Ike and Nicole Parker were writing in Dick Blasucci's office.
Okay.
I walk in, I go, what are you guys doing? And they go, we're writing a sketch. And I go, oh, cool. I don't know what to do. I got nothing to do. And they're like, and Ike just goes, stick this in your asshole. And he had, there was Tums on Dick's desk, right? And he did it as a joke. So I go, okay, I'll stick it in my asshole. So I took 3 Tums. I pulled my pants down. I bent over. And I stuck 3 Tums into my butthole.
Okay.
Then my butthole started frothing.
Time out. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Like a
whoa,
mad
whoa,
dog,
whoa,
like a
whoa,
mad
whoa,
dog.
whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
You don't put stuff in your butthole and starts frothing
Yeah, but Tums do when you're in your butthole.
because of the...
It's just dissolving.
It's dissolving in my butthole.
Yeah.
Right? So my butthole started frothing, and
like
which created immense amount of laughter from Ike and Nicole.
Which you like, which is good.
Which is, I like it, number
Yeah.
one. And number 2, it's like, they're laughing, number 1, because they couldn't believe that I was doing that. And number 2, no one knew that would happen if you put a Tums in a butthole. So it's science.
Yeah.
You're learning too.
Yeah.
So I stick it in my butthole, and then I try to shit out the Tums,
God damn it.
and
man.
3 of them shoot out. But they're like now half the size they once were. But then what came out after that was a bunch of shit. So you imagine Tums and shit on the ground.
Yeah.
Now Nicole, me, and Ike, we're literally crying laughing. Like it's the greatest thing that's ever happened, right? Then Dick Blasucci, my executive producer of my show, walks in, and he goes, "Clean that up."
What was his
So I
expression?
did shit in his room,
Yeah.
but it wasn't because of the fact I was saying "fuck you" to him.
God damn it. I bet a bunch of people now heard the original story and are saying fuck you to their bosses and just taking shit.
I have to say the real story is actually cuter
It's
and
funnier.
Yeah, I know. But
mean,
depending on how I feel,
Yeah.
Punk rock or not.
punk rock or not,
Not.
yeah. But that's the real story about that. But it's
Wow.
like, I don't. You know what it is? It's just I just when someone says to do it, and if I see a laugh at the end of whatever the action is, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an important question for you. And this is a real honest inquiry. Because you seem all your stories always involve sticking something up your ass. Like all so you have this anal fixation. You have this appeal. You desire things in your ass. But the moment I try to so much as put a quarter of my pinky in there, he freaks out.
That's not funny.
There's no audience there.
Number one, there's no audience. Number two, it's not funny. And number three, it doesn't feel good to me.
3 points.
So you're saying if I did it in front of a live audience and they laughed at it, you would do it?
If I
fisted your asshole.
If I did this, if I at the end of my shows, I go, hey guys, I want to do a magic trick, right? And my assistant Khalyla comes up on stage, right? And I pull my pants down, I bend over, right? And I had already put in like maybe a plastic dove in my butthole.
First of all, that's specific.
No, what? Just listen to the magic trick.
A figurine.
So I stuck a little plastic dove in my butthole.
Yeah.
And then my assistant sticks her finger in my butthole and pulls out this plastic dove and we go, ta-da! I think that'd be funny. I would do that.
We should.
So, but other than that,
not in
what
private.
you're doing it for is sexualities.
I'm doing it for power.
You don't like it.
Yeah, I'm doing it as like
I pass on
a
it.
bold chess move.
I pass on it.
He passes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep my fingers to myself.
But yeah, I think the way and also I think that I think looking at my parents, and the stress that they were just stressed out immigrant people, always fighting, always angry. And I'm just like,
is there any other way to
like
be when you first come to the country? Yeah. There's no other way to be than to be stressed. Of course, like it's a new country. You don't speak the language. Your mom didn't speak a lick of English when she first came here, she said. She was away from her family. Of course, everyone's
and
stressed.
they also gave birth to 2 retards. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, if you look at my brother and I, you know Steve.
Mm-hmm. I met Steve, yeah.
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
You know Steve, right? He's a fucking retard. I love him, but I am too. And when I say retard, not in a, in a bad way, like mentally, retarded. I'm just saying that.
That's not a bad way either to be mentally retarded.
I know that either.
They don't have a choice. They just are.
That's a problem people have, so we apologize.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, retardos.
I'm sorry again. No, don't do that.
Don't say
I
that.
apologize to the mental retarded people listening. I got to be more sensitive. But my point is that we were not what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If my brother and I were regular Korean kids and we got straight A's and we did some sports and we did some and all that stuff, you know what I mean? They would have been very happy. They would have had probably a easier time in their lives. But they gave birth to 2 psychopaths.
Do you think now, are they proud of you? When you really think
now
about
they
it,
are.
There you go.
Yeah, they go, we're glad. In retrospect, they're glad that they made us. Because, at the end of the day, we love them and we would do anything for our parents. And they know that. My brother and I are both sober. We don't, we got clean on our own pretty much. And, we're all good kids, people.
Speaking of your brother, is the rumor true?
What?
Are he and Charlie going to have a podcast called Tiger Cub?
What? This is a thing?
Yeah,
That's
they
an
want to do a
extension of
podcast
ours.
to do an extension. Charlie and my brother are called Tiger Cub. Maybe we'll do it once a month.
Yeah.
Don't you think that'd be cool?
Tiger Cub. Whose idea was it?
Cub.
Was it Charlie's
Charlie's
good guy?
idea.
Or
Charlie's, because we ate the other day, and my brother was like, "I'll do it with Charlie."
But he won't do
He'll never
yours?
do it.
He won't
He'll never
do
do it.
yours?
He won't do mine.
But they're going to do it here.
Oh, they're going to use the studio? And they're
They'll do it like an hour before ours, one Monday.
So they're an extension of us, but like completely separate,
separate.
too.
And now Eric wants to do one too on his own. You know what I mean?
What's that
But they
one
want to do
called?
it here.
No,
Was
a
that
tiger
gonna
pussy.
Fat tiger.
Fat Tiger?
Fat tiger.
Maybe fat
We're going to
tiger.
6 TigerBelly off branch.
Right.
But
So we're just going to have multiple offshoots.
let's branch out. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about Johnny Depp.
Why?
Because I just want to talk about it.
Because
It's
he
in the
allegedly
headlines.
beat a woman?
Allegedly,
His wife?
big
Before you
capital
get into
alleged.
that,
Yes.
all right, I need to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe what you're saying. I've read the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that he's being railroaded. I believe that he's being threatened by a crazy lady. And I believe that he's a wholesome, very talented actor.
But you're just saying that based on what?
Based on things that I've read. His daughter saying, my dad's never been violent.
Oh, like his partner for 14
ex-wife-
years?
Yeah, his ex-wife said, no, he's never seen anything violent from him.
That's what I wanted to talk about too. It's so, I mean, this is a guy who doesn't have a Twitter. He doesn't have social media. So he's safe from seeing just how bad it is, perhaps, which is like good for him. But I mean, did you see what Doug Stanhope wrote about it?
No.
So Doug Stanhope penned like an open letter because apparently he has been longtime friends with Johnny Depp. He and his girlfriend Bingo, and they were saying that, you know, they've known from the start that Amber Heard, this chick, was bad news. They knew that she was manipulative, that she was just, all his friends never confronted him about it because they just felt like, you know, he's Johnny Depp. He's going to be like, no, if you feel that about my wife, like I'm going to, you know, nix you from my life, right? So everyone kind of kept hush about her. And I guess over the weekend that his mother died before she
Whose
filed
mother
for
died?
his mother just died last weekend.
Johnny Depp's mom?
Yes.
Oh.
So I think that what happened, what Doug Stanhope said was that before she went to the cops, before the alleged altercation, before the alleged, you know, abuse, Johnny was telling him that, look, dude, I'm sad. My wife's about to divorce me, but I think that she's pulling a fast one and she's blackmailing me. And this was said to him before all of this happened.
Oh,
So
man.
I think that, you know, those things have to be taken. Obviously, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Like, yes, abusive people tend to show a pattern of abusive behavior from the very start, but you still don't know if maybe it was just a perfect storm too. Like, his mother had just died, his wife was divorcing him, you know.
But sometimes, I'm going to say something controversial.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might deserve it.
But okay. Yes, you know what? Here's my take on that. If I'm putting myself in this situation where Bobby and I are fighting, right? Bobby and I are fighting.
Okay.
I throw a bottle at him. I miss. Because he ducks.
Yeah.
He throws a cell phone and it hits my face.
Yeah.
So that's allegedly what happened, and what not the bottle throwing, but apparently he threw the cell phone and it bruised her face, right? It wasn't
We
an
weren't there.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, I'm a crazy bitch. If I'm not a physical
Say that
person.
again. Say it again.
I've never got into a physical altercation
You
with
say,
a
I'm a
partner
crazy
in my
bitch.
life.
Say that
I'm
again.
a crazy bitch.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
I
we'll
am.
Repeat that.
I've also been a victim of
Oh, yeah.
abuse, and we've talked about that.
Yeah.
But even when I got hit, I didn't retaliate. I didn't do shit.
Fuck that guy.
But what I'm saying is, if I were in a very, very heated position and things were being thrown around, yeah, I'd probably do some shit to you, Bobby. You know?
You would
Yeah.
domestically abuse him?
No, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm saying if my mom just died or if my sister just died and, you know, you wanted to divorce me and you blindsided me, like, I would get, you know,
Heated.
plates would be flying.
Yeah.
IKEA dishes would be flying all over this house.
Yeah.
I'd throw the cat at you, you know?
We weren't there, man.
We weren't there. And for people to criminalize him, and we just talked about that this week, you know, for people to automatically jump and assume that this girl is right because you cannot hit a woman is totally absurd.
Yeah, but if you look
No
online
due
and
process.
you Google it, it's like there's most of the papers now are like saying.
Or she could be right. She could be right. She could be wrong. But we are not judge and jury, and I don't think that people should side until all the details are revealed and they can do their own time in court. In the meantime, we have no say. That's all I want.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
And this is maybe a controversial question.
You're smiling, man. It
I'm not
freaks me out.
smiling.
when you
I know it
smile.
freaks you out. And I'm about to ask a question.
Freaks me out.
And this is something, I'm not trying to make anyone mad or angry, but does somebody's bad action and somebody's talent, they're two separate things, correct?
I know where you're going with this.
Are they?
Talent and
Can
what
you
they do in
still
their
watch The
personal life.
Cosby Show and go, that's a great show?
I think you can go. It's a great show.
So if I went to like a store and I bought all the seasons of The Cosby Show on Blu-ray, which I did.
Which people will give you weird,
Yeah.
weird looks.
Well, they're
but-
only $2 a fucking season.
Oh, it's a
but
good
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good deal. It's a good
But
deal.
if I watched it, is that bad on my part, or can I still enjoy?
Well,
his
you're
comedy?
putting money in the pockets of someone who's abused women for 3 decades.
You just answered my question, babe. I won't do it then.
You already bought them.
I did. I'll return it.
return.
No,
them
but what I'm
now.
saying is that, you know, can you still go? OJ won a Heisman Trophy. That's cool.
Yeah, physically
he
he
won.
was.
He won it.
Yeah.
But he also
He was a physical talent. He just was mentally
Murderer.
untalented.
murderer.
You know,
Yeah.
he was morally not talented.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
Yeah. so you can separate art from one's own personal life.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but the art costs money. So if you're continually going to support that artist, you're essentially giving a bad person a good life.
Like if I like Charlie Manson's music and I go, I'm going to produce your music. You know what I mean? Is that bad on my part?
It's bad
if I like
on
his
your
music.
part.
What if I like his music?
What if Kim Jong-un comes out with the cologne? Bobby likes the cologne.
Yeah,
Wear
and
the
I would
cologne.
I'd just say, no, this is a Kardashian cologne.
But it
it's
has
really
Kim
Kim Jong-
Jong-un's face on it.
I know, but I'd spray it.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
think about all the poor little like methed out kids that made that cologne, you'd feel pretty bad about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You would buy me a blood diamond, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's gonna be your wedding ring. A blood
I love
diamond.
blood
It would
diamonds.
probably legit have like actual like blood smear on it.
I mean, but blood diamonds, those are bad? What, because they come from like Darfur? Where do they come, blood diamonds?
Yeah, somewhere in Africa.
They smuggle it. There's bad things. There's blood on it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
child labor.
Child
There's a lot
labor,
of
okay.
things that have you not seen the movie,
blood,
sir?
the blood diamond, the movie with Leonardo.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole story is there.
Yeah.
Same with cell phones and cameras. Young kids mine coltan. That's why we throw away our gadgets like it's nothing, and then all these poor young kids are, thrown into labor to mine
Yeah.
coltan.
Yeah.
But we don't give a fuck because we're all blinded. We have what do you call those? We have blinders, on to
We have
everything.
yeah, we do have blinders on.
Yeah.
The world, there's things in the world you can't believe, like things that go on, and then like you look at your own life and you go, how is this the same planet? You know what I mean? Like imagine a bomb going off in like Baghdad, right? And families are being torn apart, and then on the other side of the world, at the same exact moment, somebody's playing like Dance Dance Revolution at an arcade,
Yeah.
In 1999.
and just like you're just jumping and just doing this,
And people are
Yeah.
dying.
and two things at the same time are happening
Simultaneously.
simultaneously.
It's the same reason why I can read a report on, let's say, 87 people dying from a bomb blast, and then 5 minutes later go take an 8-hour sleep and go to sleep just fine.
Yeah, it's
Do you guys
crazy.
ever
Like, we're
feel bad?
completely.
Do you guys feel guilty
Oh hell
ever?
yeah! I feel awful about it, but it doesn't wreck my life. Which is kind of like if I investigate that a little bit more, that's a bad trait. I'm not proud of that, but I am disconnected in that way. I can know about all these things because I watch the news every day, but then I can also sleep well at night. And I don't do anything to fix any of the situations I cry about. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Oh God, Bobby! What the fuck?
Just for the audio listeners, Khalyla was looking at me while talking about something really serious, and
You motherfucker,
Bobby
huh?
took the weapon of mass destruction, and
Yeah.
put it in her face.
Baby, how fucking dare you?
She
Be
might.
careful.
She
Just
might
be very careful, baby.
You be very careful when you go to bed at night.
You be fucking careful too.
You be fucking careful.
All right? I got that.
Look at my fingers. Look how fucking long they are.
Yeah.
Imagine
If
them up your
fingers
fucking
go in my
asshole.
butthole, there's gonna be more of this on your face.
Hey, you have those choco panties that time of the month. You can.
Sweetie, vengeance is my
It
sport.
is
It's
a
an Olympic
sport.
sport for me, okay?
Okay, sorry.
You watch your fucking back, you little fucking gook. Watch your back.
Whoa.
Oh, this is fucking getting real.
That really shocked. I was also shocked when I saw shit next to your face. I was like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
But just the last thing about Johnny, just
okay.
real quick, but about
So
Johnny
what's the
Depp
final word on him? Yeah.
is not only is this happening, but the movie's not doing well.
Alice in the
no.
Wonderland.
Yeah, but through
I
the
didn't even know that
looking
was
glass.
out.
It got 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got just destroyed in the box office.
X-Men killed
She's
it.
going through a lot of things right now. Just FYI. Okay, so go ahead. What you're gonna say, babe?
This so this 7-year-old Japanese boy is missing in the mountains still
In the States or where is this?
in Japan.
Okay.
In Japan.
Well,
Because
fine.
his parents apparently left him there in the forest as punishment because he was throwing stones at like passing people and passing cars. So they were like, you know what, we're gonna leave you here. But they legit like left him. But when they went back, he was gone, and he's been gone for I think 2 days now. And like the search and rescue team are looking for him.
Good.
And this is an area of like wild bears apparently.
Good.
Whoa.
Is that how you would punish your kid?
It's an interesting form
I think
of punishment.
dude, it's so funny because my parents used to do shit. Not they wouldn't leave me in a mountain, but like
The craziest thing. Yeah.
you know how parents would do that. Like if you're not gonna come in the car now, we're gonna. And then my mom would like leave at like a Target. You know what I mean? But then just come back around.
Oh, to
Yeah.
scare you.
Yeah,
Put
to
fear in
scare
you.
you, to put fear in
yeah.
you. And in my head, I was like, I hope I'll just leave forever, and she'll never see me again. But this kid actually did it.
Wow.
But at 7, do you think you have enough
Nope.
mind or brain to be like, you know what? I'm gonna give them a little taste of their own medicine and do that, and then go into
Kid
the
probably
forest?
did that, and then all of a sudden, like a bear
Ate him.
ate him.
So revenant shit.
Yeah. But you know what? That's bad parenting.
Didn't your parents send you to like survival school?
They did.
Wait, what's a what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go to I had to walk from Yosemite to Mammoth.
How many miles is that?
That sounds far. I don't even know.
Hundreds in the woods.
You do this with other kids that are
Other
troubled?
bad kids, yeah. And I did it. And I was always the last. I remember making a point like I was always the last guy in the line with the guy or like survival
Counselor,
counselor,
yeah.
whatever. I remember him going, just waiting for me. Come on, right? And I'm just slowly as walking as
How
slow
old
as I
were
can.
you?
14, whatever.
Did they send you there because you were a bad kid?
Meth.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
okay.
good. No.
And how long did it take you
Well, yeah.
to get from Yosemite?
Weeks. And
Jeez.
I remember being on meth. It was great.
Is that the worst punishment they've given you, other than
No.
hitting? Like, what's like?
My dad used to beat me with golf clubs. That was pretty bad.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was mayhem back then, and it was a dark time.
Did you have to do any kneeling stuff? You have to kneel, put
Like
a book
on
on your
rocks?
head.
Yeah,
So?
I've done used to my grandma,
Like
my
this?
my aunt used to do that with me and my cousin Andy.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Were your aunts and uncles allowed to discipline you?
Yes.
Or just your mom and dad?
Yes.
Whoa, interesting.
Yes.
Your parents don't care.
My mom didn't allow anyone to discipline me other than her or my dad, but she basically made up for it by, I mean, she has a strength of 10 people anyway, so I felt like, you know.
The way Khalyla was raised is unbelievable to me. The things that I hear that her mom did is, I mean, my parents did fucked up things, you know, but with her, it was just like, I don't even know how sometimes she forgave her mom for those things, you know?
It was because everyone got beat the same way. I wasn't any different. My cousins were getting beat, but the only thing that I had resentment for when I maybe became a teen or when I came to America was the fact that I was never a bad kid. I was class president from 1st to 6th grade. I was at the top of my class from 1st to 6th grade. I was the number 1 swimmer in the Philippines. There was nothing wrong with me. I was a prized child. But I think that she beat me so that I wouldn't stray from being a prized child. In a way, she was trying, because I was making money already. You know, I was making money by the time I was 11 years old. I was, you know,
Jeez.
getting paid, you know, a certain amount by, you know, the Philippine government, and oftentimes that would pay for our rent. My dad was already in America because we had lost all our money. All my, you know, my dad used to be a wealthy guy, but he had lost it all. So he came to America, and my mom was struggling to, you know, keep us in line, because if I strayed, there was no money. If I stopped swimming, if I stopped being the best, there was no money coming in. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So she was extra hard on me, and she couldn't be extra hard on my sister because my sister, by the time she was 12, was 5'10".
Oh, she's big already.
Yeah, and whereas I grew a little, so maybe when I was 12, I was still 5'4", so I was still smaller than her. My mom's a buff bitch, you know.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Yeah, so I was easier to control. And also she had a lot of issues. You know, she was in her 30s at this point. She had, you know, she suffered from depression and a lot of other things. So I can't hold it against her. She was going through her own, you know, growing pains too, while trying to raise a child and hoping that she doesn't deviate from being, you know, perfect.
I have a
But
question.
it backfired, because by the time I came to America and I knew that I could get away with certain things, I went crazy. In high school, I fucked up. I became depressed. I started drinking. I started really being a true fuck up.
I saw a photo once of her like at a bar, and she's like guys are pouring like whiskey down her chest.
No.
Yeah,
I was a minor.
yeah, like
and
crazy
this was in
shit.
Mexico. I was a really wild
and
girl.
I don't like that photo.
Ate, you're my big sister. Why are you letting men pour shots on you?
I know.
I
Auntie?
know.
Auntie?
I know. I'm sorry, guys. That's just. But I got it out of my system very young.
Yeah.
I got all my blowjobs out of me
Whoa, okay.
while I was in my
That's-
teens. You know.
All right.
And I remember going to college, like, and all these girls who were virgins were in the dorm room, and they were just turning into these grade A, not sluts,
Sex.
but very, very promiscuous girls, which was great because they were, they needed to get it out of their system. But by the time I was in college, I had gotten most of it out of my system.
How did
'cause I
you
was
learn
wild.
lose your virginity, Gilbert?
We talked about it. I
Oh,
lost
okay.
it in Western Carolina University.
We talked
I-
about it already.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I was set between 17 and 18, so I wasn't 18 yet.
Yeah.
They talk about mine already.
Yeah.
I think you've lost your
And
virginity
Steve-
many times.
And then Steve sent me a picture of the girl you lost your V card to.
Okay.
he sent a picture. Is she hot?
Yeah.
Is she hot?
She was maybe about 220 pounds, white girl.
From
You- wait,
when
were
she
you-
was 14.
What?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
220 pounds. When
Were
she
you
was
into
14.
that, or was it just because it was
No,
the
the
only
whole-
available pussy?
The whole wrestling team had her.
Where were you in line?
The lightest weight.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, how many guys
So
before?
it went the heavyweight to the lightest.
Shit, man. You went through the whole team before you?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what? That's
That's good. Kind of.
actually, you know what? If she was into it, God bless her. That's
Yeah.
kind of.
Or maybe she didn't know. That, like,
What do you mean you don't know? I'm sorry. If I'm a chick and I'm like, look, I get to fuck 8 guys in one night.
But
and
do
I'm
you know what
just-
happened?
What?
I went to rehab right after that. And when I was in rehab, my friend Johnny McMahon told me that one of the guys from the wrestling team got AIDS.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So then I remember having to get like tested for it.
How
Oh,
nervous were you?
God.
Were you freaking out?
I was really nervous. I don't have it.
You know what he pulls with me?
I don't,
He is
I
so.
don't have it anymore.
He is so. When we first started dating, he was so. He would lie to me. He actually. This is the worst thing you have ever done to me.
I lie a lot.
He.
I like to
I
win.
showed him my whole like STD panel, HIV test, everything, because I like to do that when I have a new partner, right?
Nerd.
I'm sorry, I do. I like my vagina is pristine, and I like to keep it that
Wow,
way.
pristine.
And he lied to me and said, "You know what? I was just on set, and they did a whole STD panel, HIV, everything.
Is that
I'm
a
totally
thing? They
clean."
do it? Oh.
No, they don't. But I didn't know any better. And then finally, a year later, I was on set with him to do like a physical.
Yeah.
And it was just a doctor asking questions like, do you have any
What show
medical
was that?
problems?
Oh,
That
it was for a problem child. Yeah, yeah.
Prob-
And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second, is this a standard physical they give you for every time you do a movie? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, well, before we had sex, you told me that they draw blood. It's very, very complicated process, and that you didn't have any STDs.
I don't.
And you know,
We don't know that now.
and you know, and the only reason I know he doesn't is because I had surgery last year, like last April, and they had to do an HIV test. And sure enough, I'm negative. But he was like, "Oh, that means I'm negative too. I'll never need another one."
It all works out at the end.
Why are you doing a sideways thumb?
I don't know.
And you raw dog hookers,
Yeah.
You put my health at risk. That's so mean.
Wait, you really raw dog hookers?
Hell
I
yeah,
have
he raw
before.
dogs hookers.
I'm a warrior, dude. I take risks.
Got a strong penis, man.
I know. I also want to talk about. What happened to me Thursday and Friday with the guy.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
tell
what?
us.
So I was on set and then I was talking to this old man. Not
Wait,
older
on
man,
set, you
on
okay?
set, this older guy, and I thought he was a comedian. He's on Love, and then I sat next to him because I wanted to because people were treating him in a certain way, and I go, "Hey, so you do comedy or whatever?" And he's like, "No, I'm a musician." And I go, "Oh, what, you in a band?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the Eels, which is one of my favorite bands."
Mm-hmm.
He loves them
And
a
I
lot.
freaked the fuck out.
When you say freak the fuck out, like
1,000%
start talking to
fangirl.
him.
No, I go, "Oh my god,
Fangirl.
you are him."
you are,
Yeah, because
you're the guy.
because if you look at your iPad, you know how you put like the Eels, it has the photo of the band.
Yeah.
It's just him, right? So then I'm like, and I showed him my iPad, my playlist.
So you ran back to your trailer, came back out with your
no,
iPad.
my iPad was right next to me.
Oh, okay.
And I go, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's cool. And I go,
Oh man.
can I have a photo? I took a photo with him.
Why are you yelling at him?
And then for the rest of the next couple of days, I feel like he was avoiding me.
I would too.
Like I would walk toward him, and then I feel like he would walk away, and I felt really bad about it.
You lost your power, babe. You lost your power because you fangirled too
I
hard.
fangirled way
You
too
were
hard.
just supposed to be like, cool.
I shouldn't have talked to him in the first place. So from now on, I'm not going to talk to anybody.
But you have a photo with him.
I do.
Well then, you win still.
I still win.
You still win.
I still win.
You still win.
Yeah.
I think that's just paranoia. I think that he probably likes you and that you're just paranoid all the time.
Have you done that to a fan, Khalyla?
What?
Go up to some guy or actress.
I have
singer?
never.
I chased.
Not my style. I just don't care.
I chased
Who?
Lou Reed
Uh-huh.
down the street when I was 17 years old.
What do you mean by chase? Like yelling at him? Like, can I get your picture?
I screamed. Like screamed. Because he was doing a poetry reading in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go see it. And then he just disappeared. Like he was done. So my friend Jensen and I ran around the building to see where he parked. And there was like a limo in an alleyway in the back of this like bookstore that he was doing the poetry reading. And he was walking out in the back. And Jensen and I started running toward him. I had my Velvet Underground t-shirt on. And we started screaming, and he started running with this other guy. And they got in the car, and they just drove
They were
away.
terrified.
Terrified. I would have sucked his dick. That's
Of
how much I
course
loved
you
him at the
would.
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe it.
He was my idol, dude.
Yeah.
How about any encounters with actors? Probably only musicians, right? For you.
No, because actors.
We
an
nudge
act-
each other. We do nudge each other hard.
you
Like
see
a couple of weeks ago, we saw Russell Crowe. So we were nudging each other the whole time. And we kept
Two
like
Asians.
looking back. Yeah.
We nudge.
Yeah.
We nudge each other. And then like when when I did that movie, you're working with them, so you don't. You have to be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I fangirled from a distance when I found out that he was doing a scene with John Hamm.
Yeah.
I freaked out.
And then I sent her a photo with me and
'Cause
John,
I'm
and she was like, "Oh my god, I would suck his dick right now."
I kept zooming in on the photograph,
Yeah.
cutting Bobby off, and
Cutting,
just
really
cutting your
is.
boyfriend out.
yeah, and then just started
Really is
masturbating.
like
See
a
that, like,
handsome
symmetrical and
fucking
handsome?
dude, man.
Okay.
And you know what makes him even more sexy? That he's super nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he shook my hand. He's like, "Good working with you," and whatever. And it was like, and then like through the whole 2 days, he was just like talk to you and stuff. And then you're just kind of like, "Oh, this guy's too cool."
Have you been ever disappointed meeting like an actor you worked with where you're like, oh shit, this guy's a dick?
Oh, I mean,
Does it happen?
Oh yeah, I mean, here's one person that
Don't say the name.
I'm gonna say that I don't give a fuck.
Oh shit. All right.
Brooke Shields.
Oh yeah, I think you've talked about this. Yeah.
Is that?
I did a pilot called. I don't think I talked about it on this podcast.
Oh, go ahead.
I did a pilot called "New Car Smell."
Don't know what that is.
Exactly. And it was, I don't care. Brooke Shields was the star. Dave Attell was in it. And I was in it. Okay? And I'm going to just tell you what happened. It's the most fucked up show business experience I've ever fucking had in my fucking life. And I'm also going to fucking talk about the showrunners. Because they're fucking two brothers and they're cocksuckers. Okay?
No names. Just try.
I won't say nothing.
What caught you, brother?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I don't. Just Brooke Shields is enough.
No, because all right.
Just say what they said first, then we'll decide if we can
All right,
say
so
it.
this is what happened.
Okay.
So I was on Mad TV, and Fox calls me and says, "Listen, we love you on Mad, but we want you to do this other show."
Mm-hmm.
I go, "What is it?" It's called New Car Smell. It's got with Brooke Shields, but the problem is the showrunners don't want you. I go, "Who are the showrunners?" I knew one of them personally because he was Andrew Dice Clay's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I went to Vegas with him once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I go, but I know that person. And they're like, yeah, but they don't want you in it. They want Getty Watanabe. You know who that is?
No, Asian
Long
actor.
Duck Dog.
That's his name. What's his name again?
The one from 16 Candles.
That's his name though. Getty Watanabe.
Getty
Watanabe.
Wanatabe.
Or Watanabe.
Whatever. So,
Watanabe.
yeah,
That's
so
his
it's
name.
him.
So I show up, you know what I mean? And they're like, they don't say hi. It's fuck it, Rob Cullen. I don't give a fuck. I hate him.
Yeah.
And his brother. And every day I show up, I get less and less dialogue.
Oh, they're cutting your shit out.
Yeah,
as it
they're
goes
cutting
by.
me as the days go by. And this is like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I would show up, and you know who directed it? David Swimmer, who was the nicest guy
Seems
I could
nice.
ever work with. I mean, he was so apologetic to me, and he would look at me and go, "I'm so sorry, but they cut another scene," or whatever, right? And Dave Attell was so nice because I knew Dave. I'd been on tour with him, so I had allies there. It's just that.
They knew what was happening too.
Oh,
They
yeah.
felt it. Okay.
And then by the time we shot the show, I had one line, and I was like the restaurant next door that they would all go to. You know what I mean? It's about a car lot. It's a car salesman. It's called New Car Smell. And
Check it out.
Yeah,
If it's out there.
and I had one line, and then I remember, and then the whole time I was working 2 weeks, and my scene is with Brooke Shields. She never said hi to me any time of any rehearsal, or I would show up in the morning. I would say hi to her. She wouldn't say hi back, and it was just like she knew that they didn't want me, right? So she kind of just like said, "Fuck this loser," to you know what I mean, and not be nice. And it's like, and so that's what happened. I'm going to say this is that, I love getting Watanabe, right? But I think that I'm better.
Yeah.
I truly do. And they can go fuck themselves.
Well, the show didn't make it, clearly.
It didn't make it.
God,
and,
but she was so hot in Blue Lagoon.
I know she was, and I was a fan of hers before, but it's like, nah.
Great eyebrows too.
Yeah, but she's mean.
Eyebrow
Because
envy.
when I did Arliss on HBO, it was another night. I was new. I never took an acting class. I didn't know what I was doing, and still under that pressure and other feeling like they're gonna fire me at any moment. Sandra Oh was a fucking princess. She introduced herself. She gave me a hug. She was like, "You're doing great." You know what I mean? She gave me a lot of words of advice, and that's all you want as a young guy. You know what I mean? When you're in the business, is somebody older person to go, "Hey, I got you." You know what I mean? And it's like, I didn't get that from them.
Brooke
that
Shields,
show,
yeah.
I didn't get that from her, and I feel like that I should have got it
Yeah.
because I'm Bobby Lee. And I say that not, I don't say that in an egotistical way, but I say that in the sense that, like, I spent, 8 years on a sketch show. I've done a bunch of movies.
You
I
paid your
headlined,
dues.
I paid my dues, and I'm still in it, and I'm still doing it. And it's like, go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
for not supporting me, because I support everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just got me so angry just now. There's just that rant.
Oh, Brooke Shields. Now, I
Fuck
don't
Brooke
like her, but
Shields.
I was like,
Oh, here's who else was in it? I forgot his name. He was so nice.
She didn't age well either, so God, hammered down on her a
Yeah.
little bit. Thank you, God.
The guy that was in it, the
Thank-
lead, it was Brooke Shields. I forgot his name, and I worked with him in another movie. He was super sweet.
Maybe she was going through postpartum depression.
That's
still,
not what it was.
don't
It
be a
was
dick.
it
You don't
was
know
it was
that.
obvious that those brothers didn't want to
Had it
use
out
me.
for you from the beginning.
They had it out me. They wanted Getty Watanabe. The network said no, and it's like,
Let's
fine,
Make, yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that doesn't warrant like the treatment that you got though. Let's suppose the network chose you
Oh,
instead.
I remember Rob pulling me aside and go, "It's acting. You got to learn how to act." Like he
Oh,
gave me this
ew.
acting.
The
like,
showrunner?
yeah.
The
He gave me
showrunner
this
gave
like,
you
yeah. He
acting
gave me
notes.
this like, you know what I mean? You're not just a comedian. You got to act. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, number one, it's like, go fuck yourself.
So you're already getting bad energy while even
Yeah,
trying to do
it's
all
like,
this shit.
what are you talking about? First of all, you're doing a 3-camera sitcom. You know what I mean?
It's a
this-
multi?
Called New Car Smell.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
just
What are you
by the
talking
title
about?
alone,
It was
it's
a
over.
multicam?
Yeah.
He's telling you to. It's a multicam.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just read the lines of yellow.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what? I will, like, when I did that movie just a couple weeks ago, it was only a couple scenes, but Greg Mottola was his director. He did, what's that movie with,
The Alien? No.
no, he did Paul, but he
Paul,
also
right?
did, that one with Jonah Hill and that Michael
No,
Superbad?
Superbad.
Superbad. He
Yeah.
directed
My
Superbad,
favorite
right?
movie.
So Greg, when he gives me a note, right, I listen to him
You respect it.
because I respect the note, right? And he hired me, and he's somebody that I've heard of before. You know what I mean? And I've worked with before, and I trust, you know what I mean, his opinion. If he says, "Hey, slow that down," I'll fucking do it. If Judd Apatow gives me a note, I'm gonna take it. All right, but don't give me a note, right, and be a dick also on top of it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be
I
sorry.
just got really just angry. I really got angry.
Don't.
Just,
Let's
I've
take it
never
down
been
a
so
notch.
angry.
Let's take it down a notch.
What do you want to talk about, Lord?
I want to
Jesus?
talk about we got sort of a friendly / extortion email.
Like another. Oh.
Apparently someone has photos of you in Manchester United jersey, and we would all like an explanation, really, being that you're such a diehard Arsenal fan and you're a Gooner for life. How dare you roam the streets in a Man U jersey?
I'm gonna tell you a little story, little girl, and maybe you'll listen, maybe you won't. Okay, and y'all better listen. Y'all better not. Okay,
Your choice.
your choice. Okay, but is the reason I fucking got into soccer in the fucking first place is because of FIFA. Okay, my brother and I
Most
didn't
people.
know anything about soccer until 2006. What we did was I had a PlayStation.
Ooh.
And my brother goes, we should try a sports game. And I don't know how hockey's played. I don't like football, American football. And my brother was like, soccer's easy. I go, what is it? How do you play it? Like, that's how little I knew about
Yeah.
soccer. You just kick the ball in the net. Anyway, you play it. And it was, kick the ball. And we bought it, and it was a 2006 road to the World Cup. So it was only international teams.
Gotcha.
But some of the players had stars above their heads.
And those were the superstars.
Those are the ones that had that like special gifts.
90s plus.
So like Rooney would have one, Beckham would have one, or whatever, right? And then and then there was one guy that was so good on the French team, and it was Henry. Okay,
He's still
Thierry
playing?
Henry played for Arsenal.
Oh, the black guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, Thierry Henry.
yeah. Henry is a legend.
Yeah.
So I would watch him to beat my brother, but on TV. So I would look him up on the internet, or I would watch they had Fox Sports
Yeah.
would have like classic games or whatever, and I would watch them, and then I would also watch Man U because of the fact that Jisung Park was a part of it, and also Scholes, Giggs, and I liked
The class of '92.
Yeah, so what my point is that I liked both of them. I was a fan of both Arsenal and Man U, but what happened with Man U was Park left, Scholes retired, Giggs retired. And then
Alex
Sir Alex and
Ferguson.
Ferguson left the team. And then after that, I'm like, I have no attachments.
Wasn't your team anymore.
Yeah, and it was Arsenal was my team. And from now on, Arsenal will always be my team, So that's the story on that.
What if Sir Alex Ferguson came back?
Doesn't matter.
Wait, is it true that Jose Mourinho is going to Man U?
He already signed.
Also, Van Gaal
So
is
he's
out.
the manager now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh God. Okay, and is it also true that Jamie Vardy says that for $20 million, he wants to go to any of the Champions League teams? So that's either Arsenal.
He's already in a Champions League team.
Why did he say that then?
I don't know what you're talking about. When you said the last time, like, what are you talking about?
No, so it's either Arsenal. No, not Leicester. So he's
But
from,
Leicester is.
I know because they're
took
number one, so they're automatically gonna go.
Right. Yeah. So why wouldn't
I think
he's
a
already,
previous Champions League team.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of that before. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it is.
baby.
Read up on it.
There's nothing like that on there.
It's for $20 million.
You read it wrong.
Bobby, pull out the
Someone
weapon.
even.
Pull out the weapon.
Yeah, you need the weapon, right? Babe,
Baby, please don't.
Yeah,
Baby,
yeah,
please
yeah,
don't.
yeah, you got it.
Bobby,
just a little bit on your.
if you,
Oh, Bobby, don't do it. Bobby, don't do it. She's her
I
face.
will fucking uppercut you,
Her
bro.
face.
Just a little.
I
bit
will.
on
Go
Oh.
ahead, try it.
All right.
Speaking of uppercut,
Yeah.
big event happening in LA this weekend.
Oh, can we go to the
What are we at
weigh-ins?
times? What are we at time?
50.
I have to pee
not
so
good.
bad.
54.
Was it a bad one?
No, this is a great one. Would
You
you
liked
like
it?
to want the question, or do you want to
I want
talk
the
about the
question.
San Diego boys? And
You can talk about the San Diego boys without me.
Okay, fine.
Unhelpful advice with Bobby and Khalyla, weapons of mass destruction.
Hi, Bobby and Khalyla. I'm an 18-year-old guy that dropped out of high school recently to become an artist.
Yes.
Yes.
My day job is waiting tables at a bar, and at night I make my art. I'm short and Filipino.
Yes.
They go hand in hand. Recently, I Googled the average Filipino dick size, and that made me feel a lot better about myself. My question is, since I have literally no social status, wealth, height, or dick to cling on to, I don't even know how to start with approaching girls. Since Bobby is 2 feet tall and has a Korean penis, how do guys like us get pussy? P.S. George has a pink dick. What a question.
Okay.
His name is Bryce.
Bryce. I have done excellently. Is that a word?
I like it though. Excellently.
I've dated all kinds of women that I wasn't supposed to get. Khalyla and I should not be dating on just looks alone. Based on looks, God made her for a superstar like soccer player or George Clooney.
Oh,
Not
man.
me, but
Good compliment. Take it.
But
take
I
it.
got her
Boom.
because I believe that I'm them. My dick is small. I don't give a fuck because it works, and I put it inside people.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'll put it inside.
My dick is to put inside things, and I put it inside many magical places, right?
Including my ear hole.
Yeah, and I slip
No.
it. I stick it in things, and I take it out, and I laugh, and I run away,
Call that sex.
and I call it sex. All right. So it's like, dude, you're young. Do good art. The pain and suffering that you feel is what's gonna make you a better artist. So feel that pain and that suffering, but your dick has nothing to do with it. You fucking idiot.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
It
And
doesn't
if
have anything to do with it.
I was
think-
like him, man. I always thought like I kept like freaking out, like, oh my dick. But once it's in,
It's
in.
Also, you're
Then
right.
it's out. Then high five. Thank you.
I've just never been a girl that enjoyed like massive penises. Anyways, anything above a 7.5 is just way too much for me. I can't handle. It's not pleasurable for me. Some women like it. I have friends who just love to be plowed by anything, long and wide, but not me.
Well, if you like a solid 5, hit me up.
You're 5 inches.
No, that wasn't the problem. He just propositioned me to have sex.
No, I didn't. I said
you
not
just-
you in general.
You just did that to my girl right now.
Oh, man.
He looked right at my eyes,
Oh
babe.
my god.
You looked me right in the eyes, Gilbert.
If anybody,
No. Not the weapon of mass discretion, bro. Bro, hey, we're friends. We're friends. Hey, this is the one time I will apologize strict because I don't want shit on my
Get it,
face.
babe.
You're gonna get some.
No.
gonna have to get
Ah! It's a good jacket. This is fuck.
You got him, babe.
I know.
You got him, babe.
got him.
Good job. Don't look me in the eye
don't
again when
ever
you
do
say
that
5
again.
inches.
I was offering it to
Don't ever
the
do that.
other
And wrap it
Asian
up, guys.
women.
Wrap it up. Wrap
All
up
right.
this podcast.
God, I gotta pee so bad. I'm so sorry about that, but
Think this-
not
Do you
really.
think this poo smells still?
I think you're fine. Just wash your jacket.
If I get pink eye just all over my body,
Yeah.
not even on my eyes, I'm gonna
Yeah.
freak out. All right, Bobby's gone. Really quick, UFC 199 here in Los Angeles, California. If you hate UFC, please log out of this.
Oh wait, let me plug Bobby shows before we
first?
talk
Okay.
about UFC. Bobby will be at Parlor Live in Bellevue, Washington, which is just 20 minutes away from Seattle. Next weekend, June 9th through the 11th, and then the weekend after that, he is going to be at Goodnight's Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina, and that's June 16th through the 18th. And that's all I got. For more tour dates, go to BobbyLeeLive.com.
You're gonna be there in Seattle too, right?
I have not decided.
Oh, leave the people guessing.
Yeah, just because I don't want another Arizona.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a
forgot.
heart
Meltdown,
monitor
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
This is
guys,
my-
it's not an old iPod.
That's
a
not. This is
heart monitor.
This is an event monitor, and I am actually hooked up right here.
Okay, so those are the show dates. MMA talk. Leave now if you hate this stuff.
Yeah.
UFC 199 in Inglewood, California,
At the
LA,
Forum.
at the Forum. It is headlined by Luke Rockhold versus new fighter because Chris Weidman got injured, Michael
And then
Bisping.
Jacare couldn't fight because it was supposed to be Weidman, and then they considered Jacare.
Jack Ray injured and was too soon because he just fought.
Yeah.
And then the second co-main event is Dominic Cruz, Bobby and Khalyla's boy from San Diego, versus the original Uriah Faber.
Let's start with Rockhold. I mean,
Oh, you mean the Android 18 from Dragon Ball
keep
Z?
in mind that I'm always wrong about my picks, so don't put any money on my picks ever.
We're pretty shitty.
It's not that we're shitty. There have just been a lot of surprises in the last year.
Yeah.
So this has been the most, the year with the most surprises, I think, with the most new champions too.
Yeah.
Also, that lady. Talk about that lady that tweeted me.
What lady that
The
tweeted
black
you?
lady.
No, we don't talk about that anymore. We don't give them airtime. God, stop interrupting. Do you have thoughts on Luke Rockhold or Bisping, Bobby?
Luke Rockhold's gonna break every rib in his fucking body.
I agree.
So Bobby says Luke Rockhold is going to break every rib in Mike Bisping's body.
But since we said that, Michael Bisping will probably pull some weird shit off and like win by points. I like the guy. He's a nice guy. I used to hate him, but
Really? I used to love him when he was
Hated
on The
him.
Ultimate Fighter. He was my fave.
I just didn't like how his fighting style, no power or anything. But now I'm like into it. I don't know why.
I always thought he was like mildly exciting though. But Luke Rockhold is the future, man. He's a big guy. He's only getting better. He's crushing. I mean, he's dominating the best.
He's so good.
Yeah. So it's definitely Luke Rockhold for me. For
Dominic Cruz, you're
Dominic
our favorite?
Cruz. Yeah, I mean, the same thing I feel about Dominic Cruz. I mean, yeah, he's been out for a while, but like you said, there's no such thing as ring rust.
We saw him fight TJ, and we were like, damn.
And he is so much more evolved to me. I think that Uriah Faber is already 35, 36.
Yeah.
And I think
Does the same stuff.
I think that the same
Doesn't-
stuff. I think Cruz is just more intelligent. I think that he has a higher fight IQ.
Not worried about putting on a show for the fans. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to fight, slip, and dodge.
Same thing I feel about Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
So Max Holloway is going to fight Lamas, right?
Lamas, yeah.
And I think Holloway is too technical, and my money is on Holloway. What do you think about Bobby Green versus Dustin Poirier, who just went up to 155
Yeah. Fuck, I love both those guys, too. Bobby Green's been out, I think.
for a year?
For a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to say Dustin Poirier because Bobby Green's been out for a year.
I mean,
But I like the way Bobby fights.
I love both those guys, but Dustin Poirier looks really good in
At
155.
155, yeah.
Yeah.
And then some other quick ones. Brian Ortega, Clay Guida, since you hate Clay Guida so much.
I don't hate Clay Guida. I think that he just I didn't like the whole I don't know. I was very mean about it when I was younger. I used to always I fucking hate him, but he seems like such a nice guy. I feel bad for saying
Yeah,
that.
I met him in Chicago.
I take it
He's
all back.
Super nice guy, and he was helping children.
I don't really care for that fight. All the ones that I mentioned are the only ones that I
The
really
main
care
card.
about.
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to say Brian Ortega because he's repping California and the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
And what a surprise yesterday, how with Cody.
Oh, yeah, great fight.
Cody
Me and Khalyla were texting back and forth. I think we like Almeida. I mean, he's really got a lot of variety. He's young. He's tall. He's gonna starch this kid. Boom.
No, our assessment of Almeida is correct. He's 21-0. Well,
21-0.
21-1 now, but he was 21-0. The guy is versed in just about everywhere you can
Everything.
put him.
Yeah.
And but Cody, but the one thing that I will say is that Thomas Almeida gets hit.
Yeah.
He
Look
does
at
get
his
hit.
Brad Pickett fight. He
Yeah.
got busted up.
So, but the difference between some guy like Cody is that Cody has very, very heavy hands. So it's not just, you don't just get hit by Cody, you get stunned.
By a former Golden Gloves.
Exactly. And
From
then you're going to
Ohio.
fucking get put on your ass. And that's exactly what happened. So maybe Cody doesn't have this, isn't as well versed in everything else, but it doesn't matter. The fight stands on your feet. It starts on your feet. And if you get tagged once, it's, it's over.
I don't know if that was a tag. That was like a nuclear bomb hitting
Yeah.
his face. That was insane.
And I think the UFC will parade him around as the new 135er.
Oh, him and Paige.
He's handsome.
they
He's,
should-
he's got a good look to him. The guy can talk. He's polished.
Yeah, pretty good post press conference.
Yeah, and I
Pretty
think that
well-spoken.
he would make a far greater marketable champion than someone like TJ Dillashaw
Yeah. Oh, I hope they fight.
or Henan
Ooh.
Barao. Oh, that was a good fight too.
Very good. Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, I think that was such a bad matchup for Henan Barao as his first time in as a
fight, right?
featherweight. Yeah, Jeremy Stevens,
That's a
dude,
guy
is
coming from 155 down to 140. He's like huge.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he's Jeremy Stevens to me is so talented, and he looks so loose and so great up there, and it was a really good fight. But I think it was a little bit of an unfair matchup for Henan Barao. I mean, he was the champion at 135. I think he could have at least fought someone that I wanted to see him gain a win in that division because I want to see him in the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's all I care to talk about MMA.
No one else on there. I mean, BJ Penn's not in the card anymore, so that's done.
Yeah.
Don't use IVs. BJ, don't
Yeah.
use IVs.
All right, guys. Well, if you care to write to our unhelpful advice, God, like you say it, Gilbert.
Khalyla just died.
I just
think.
died.
If you want to email us any questions, guys, please email us questions. We usually go through everything, but we get a lot of the same questions, so try to mix it up. Could be fun, could be serious, whatever. Just send them in, and you can do that at thetigerbelly@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at TigerBelly, on Twitter at TheTigerBelly, and make sure you check out our Reddit. Post some stuff up there. Follow Khalyla at CalamityK. Follow George at Voted Best Tweets or George something Kimmel, or find him on, I don't know, Pornhub.com. Do something. And also, since UFC 199 is here in Los Angeles, you might see me and Khalyla at maybe some of the fan events.
We don't know that. Are we going?
Maybe. So one of us might be at the pre-fight conference.
I'm down. I want to go.
Weigh-ins. Just look for us. We'll have stickers in our butts, and you got to look for them.
We're not going to be there.
We're not going to be there.
Yeah, we're not. Gilbert's talking out of his ass.
You're a real fan.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for allowing us to talk all that MMA junk, and we will see you next week.
Bye. Follow Bobby at Gilbits. Peace.
Kau dapatkan lebih buruk kaya kapag ditulog mo. Syukulok mo na sukot yung gawin ko mo. Pagkaki syukumula kau dapatkan lebih buruk kaya kapag ditulog